Hello students, welcome to Bridge Academy Grade 9 Biology Unit to tutorials. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Lesson 4, Relevance of Classification. First of all, let's recap the previous lesson. We have learned that classification is the process of arranging things into groups or classes according to their similarities and differences. We also learned that there are different levels of classification, including species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, kingdom, and domain. Now we will discuss why classification is important in biology and other fields. Classification is important because it helps us to organize the diversity of life on Earth. There are millions of different kinds of living things, and new ones are still being discovered. Classification helps us to study the different types of living things and understand the relationships between them. One way that classification is important is that it helps scientists to study the relationships between living things. By grouping organisms together that are similar in certain ways, scientists can better understand the relationships between them. For example, by studying the similarities and differences between different types of birds, we have learned that all birds are related and that some birds are more closely related to each other than others. This helps us to understand the history of life on Earth and how different groups of living things have evolved over time. Another way that classification is important is that it helps scientists to support industries such as agriculture, forestry, and medicine. By identifying different types of plants and animals, scientists can help us to develop new products and improve existing ones. For example, by studying the differences between different types of corn, scientists have been able to develop new varieties of corn that are more resistant to pests and diseases. Similarly, by studying the properties of different types of wood, scientists can help the forestry industry to develop new uses for different types of trees. In addition to its practical applications, classification is also important because it helps us to better understand and appreciate the natural world around us. By learning about the different types of living things on Earth and the relationships between them, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and beauty of the natural world. Here are some other ways that classification is important. It helps us to conserve biodiversity by protecting the habitats of different types of living things. It helps us to understand the effects of climate change by allowing us to compare how different groups of living things have responded to changes in the environment in the past. And it helps us to explore the origins of life by allowing us to compare the characteristics of different types of living things to infer how they may have evolved over time. As you can see, classification is an important tool that helps us to understand the natural world around us. By learning how to classify living things, we open ourselves up to a deeper understanding of the world around us and the many ways that living things interact with each other and their environment. Now let's take a look at the summary of this lesson. The main points of this lesson are: classification is the process of arranging things into groups or classes according to their similarities and differences. Different types of organisms are classified into a hierarchy of groups, starting with species and progressing to increasingly broader categories. The main purpose of classification is to organize and simplify the study of the diversity of life on Earth. Classification helps scientists to understand the relationships between different types of living things. It also helps scientists to support industries such as agriculture, forestry, and medicine. In addition to its practical applications, classification is also important because it helps us to better understand and appreciate the natural world around us. Review questions and answers. Question 1. Why is classification important for studying relationships between organisms? Answer: classification helps scientists understand how living and extinct organisms are related. For example, it shows that birds and dinosaurs share similar bone structures, suggesting they are closely related. Question 2. How does taxonomy benefit fields like agriculture and medicine? Answer: taxonomy identifies plants and organisms that can be new sources of food in agriculture or medicines in healthcare. For instance, a tree like Schifferosh moringa has chemicals for disinfectants, and related species might too. Question 3. How does classification support the economy? Answer: classification helps find new resources like lumber, foods, medicines, and energy. Discovering these resources creates jobs and supports industries, boosting the economy. Question 4. Why does classification make sharing scientific information easier? Answer: classification uses a common system of names and categories worldwide. This allows scientists to communicate clearly and share findings, leading to new discoveries. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button if you enjoyed our lesson.